What are some of your musical influences?
I would say probably the biggest few would be PJ Harvey, Soundgarden, Ann Wilson from Heart, the Desert Sessions, which is basically Caius plus like a bunch of other random people, 11, and a lot of the old 90s scene from Seattle, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
that would be my top influences.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in the day, there's a band I really liked called Grunt Truck. Did you ever get into them?
Absolutely. I have a shirt that one of the band members made, like screen printed T-shirt.
Wow, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Blast from the past.
Yeah, totally. I love Seattle. Yeah. Great city.
What would be your favorite 5 albums of all time? Do you have, like, if you were to like pick 5 favorite ones, like what would they be?
That's a pretty hard question. I guess I would say, we just break it down, probably kind of simple. Soundgarden, Super Unknown, absolutely. Queens of the Stone Age song For the Deaf is amazing. PJ Harvey's To Bring You My Love and Her are both insanely awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are probably my biggest influences right there. Any of the Desert Sessions albums too.
Yeah, they're really good. I've heard them.
Oh, just awesome.
They're awesome.
Yeah, it's all Josh Homme from Caius.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, I've noticed there's been like a pretty big change. To me, it seems like a big change in the musical industry into like the last, I guess, 6 years or so.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure exactly, but like with iTunes, it's kind of changing the way music's put out there, and now MySpace has music that can be downloaded and stuff like that. Like, where do you see it? Like, where do you see the music industry going? Like in the next 10 years?
Next 10 years. It's a pretty tough question to estimate. Trying to figure out what technology is going to do in the next 10 years too is weird. I think that record labels, maybe the industry itself, will move more towards just purely downloadable items, and I see a lot of like really hardcore artists moving backwards towards like analog and making sure everything's perfect, so you can buy it on vinyl would be ideal, and you can buy some really cool, maybe lossless audio and stuff for the super fans, and then the casual fans can have their MP3s, but I think the super fans are really going to always need that kind of lossless audio that vinyl offered back in the day that you really don't even get with a CD.
Yeah.
So that's where I hope, at least, it goes.
Do you think you would ever like have any of your music put out on vinyl? Would you like to do that?
I would love to do that. That's definitely a goal of mine. It's a little expensive, but it's a goal.
How does one go about doing something like that?
I don't know. Khalid, my buddy Khalid over here, off camera, has actually looked into it. But I haven't looked into it too seriously. I'm still working on my first EP/album.
What's your cover art going to be on that? Do you have an idea?
Hopefully something spacey and universe-like, and maybe some geometric shapes and stuff. The band The Glitch Mob is also kind of a big influence as far as like artwork and stuff. Like, you know, real Pink Floydian space case stuff.
And we're back. Would you ever go on a tour? Have you ever thought about like touring or
I would
anything
love
like
to.
that?
I have some really great friends out in Seattle that go by the name Ramona the band. We'd like to do something together someday. They're really awesome. I'd love to do some shows out there. I would absolutely love to do a tour.
Have you ever been to Seattle?
Many times.
Okay.
I love it. I think it's a fabulous city, especially for music. I think people really are into it. Especially for rock music. So.
Is the music scene out there like it was back in the 90s still? Like I know, like back in the 90s was like pretty much the awesome scene.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think you just have to find the right spot, which I guess is probably the way it is in every city. But yeah, it's always about 20% people really into music, and 80% people really like Sublime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
not to be a bitch.
What are some of your your favorite local musicians and/or venues?
I would say my favorite local venues are, one, gotta give it up to Lickety Split. They've always asked me back. It's really cool of them.
Let me get a shot of here. Lickety Split. Okay.
And then you have some really cool bands that like Birds of Maya and Burning Brides. Far Out Fangtooth is another favorite of mine. Boy Wonder, and Great Socio is about to play upstairs. Synth Circus, Agent Moosehead, Andy of the Future, Danny Mary. There's really a lot of awesome people. Khalid Quesada is here tonight.
Yeah.
Jason Men, awesome. Sazzy is also a really great one. There's a lot of really cool local acts right now. Really cool stuff.
When you write songs, what goes into like your songwriting? Like, what do you do? Like, do you ever get like, oh, I'm going to write a song today, and just like, is that like, what's your process?
I have to be pretty strict with myself because I tend to want to just kind of fool around. So I do have to be like, all right, this is what we're doing. We're gonna write a song. I'm gonna get the drum set, not the drum set, but I'm gonna get the drum corps going, get a nice beat, and then maybe get down some riffs over top of that. Vocals always come last, but if I don't start with some canned drum stuff, because I don't have a band yet, then I'll just sit down with the guitar and hit record and see what happens.
Could you tell me a little bit about drum corps? Like, what is that?
Drum corps is this cool little kind of like mom and pop thing that's run out of Seattle, where they get some really major drummers, people like Matt Cameron and Terry Bozzio. Matt Cameron's from Soundgarden, Terry Bozzio's from Frank Zappa. The drummer from Jane's Addiction, the drummer from Velvet Revolver. They bring them into the studio and they have them just kind of jam out, and they take it and they make MIDI files out of it. They do loops out of it. They do just straight riffs out of it. It's really an awesome program, and anybody who just wants some straight up drums to sit around and write some songs with, it's perfect. They even have it free software you can download. It's free, and you can get like 2 or 3 kits that are free.
How does somebody go about downloading that? What's it called?
I think it's just drumcorps.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can just drum corps.
That's good to know. That sounds awesome.
It's good stuff. Highly recommend it.
I have another question for you. I was wondering, are you from the Philadelphia area? Or are you from?
I am from Philadelphia. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else.
I've lived in Atlanta, but I am from Philadelphia. Yep.
What's the music scene out like there?
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
Huge hip hop scene. Really cool stuff. If you're into like the 311 vibe, kind of like having a good time, Atlanta's pretty good for that. Yep. There's a lot of underground rock. There's a lot of underground rock. There's a cool band there called ILL period. Awesome. There's another band there called Whores period. That just you listen to them and it just feels like the drums are gonna beat you up if you listen to them anymore.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty cool. It's good stuff.
Now I have one last question. I'm gonna finish this out, and I was wondering, like, when it comes to music, I've noticed that like there's different times where I might want to hear a certain song, or actually I do have one more question, but like, is there like certain like when you listen to music, like where do you listen to, or like is it for moods, or
everywhere possible?
Yeah.
Everywhere possible, and yeah, sure, moods play into it. I mean, I like a lot of stuff. I like a lot of world music. I like a lot of rock music. Radiohead's one of my big bands that I like a lot too. So yeah, definitely there's moody stuff all over the place. I mean, Mazzy Star is good for one thing, and Soundgarden's good for something completely different. So,
do you prefer to write songs or perform them?
I think I prefer to write songs.
Okay.
Only I think because I'm working as a solo artist now, and it sometimes doesn't always come across as well solo as you would like it to, or live, I suppose, as you would like it to.
Yeah.
I just need a few more pedals, and then I'll have everything under control.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks
Dan.
for the interview.
It was great to meet you. I'm happy to be here.